lot to prove in the next week. Sack number 7.
It's a bit of a statement, I think, by Daniel Jones. Like, I'm not going anywhere.
Oh, ball comes out as well.
In particular, they have been focused on the job. Look out.
Yeah, Fowler got a huge.
Eli Rex, El Jefe, Mr. Glass half full, the revival.
Man, you guys know what this is. Man, it's going to be a crazy show. Peace and blessings. It is your boy, Eli Rex, a.k.a. Vibes, and welcome to New York Revival, where it's not just sports, it's entertainment. And I'm here with my brothers, man. You guys know who this is, man. And that's Mr. Glass half full of next. Speed, if you nasty now.
Let's go.
I gotta look at the camera
Let's
on
go.
that one.
Come on.
And I'm here with my brother El Jefe, a.k.a. White Jersey, a.k.a. Blue Jersey, a.k.a. Damn It Daniel. And Damn It Daniel was gonna be good Lord. And shout out to you, the Revivalist, yes, you in the chat. Hit that thumbs up, share, and subscribe. And guess what, guys? We're gonna make some t-shirts for the Revivalist coming on the store really, really soon. I think you guys are gonna like this one, man. So stay tuned. We're gonna break that for you guys as well. But shout out to you guys, man. I just want to jump right into it. I want to jump right into this, man. And I'm gonna ask El Jefe 40-0. You guys saw the video. Throw the damn towel because the Giants got whooped on like it was Apollo Creed and Drago. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Throw the damn towel, friggin' Jefe. Come on, man. Please start this off, brother. Start this off.
I know. I like how we're just getting right to it. Like,
Who cares about the weekend?
what are we doing? Like, going around the room, we're going to talk about our weekends. Our weekends were ruined Sunday night.
Yeah.
There's nothing to talk about. There's very few things that could happen before that. We could be like, no, something really cool happened this weekend. That was a disaster game. Worst case scenarios played out across the board. We're going to dive into it. A lot, anytime there's fuel for, the anti-DJers, anytime there's fuel, it just they come out of the woodwork again. The conversation restarts. They start talking about the contract. They start doubting Joe Shane. I mean, the guy is on, even though he got this big deal, he's on such a short leash and he can't do anything wrong. And especially when the O-line plays like that, there is no room for error. Like, so when he finally has a pocket, it's like, well, he didn't make the play. And so we're going to dive into that a little bit, but we're going to entertain you along the way too. Okay. That's what we do here, right? It's not just depressing sports. It's having fun and being entertained too. Spiro, how are you doing? Are you okay?
You know what? Like I moved into the acceptance phase of that miserable.
I was not okay yesterday.
Yeah, it was bad. Like I was away for the weekend and I was driving home. I think I was driving in silence for about a good portion of the trip back from PA, just like contemplating what happened, and it's still beyond me how that transpired. But as my name suggests, I'm gonna try and like look at some. There's not bright sides to the game. Let's just call a spade a spade. But like in general, we gotta think about it's one game. You're never as bad as you look on your worst game. Never as good as you look on your best game. And I'm going to give a little bit of those vibes, because that's what we do here a little bit. But while also trashing the shit out of this team, because they deserve every bit of the trashing that they're going to get from us. We're going to keep it real. We keep it real, positive, but real. That's what we do. And I don't know what you're talking about.
And let me say this, man, because I'm so trying to get past this that I couldn't even talk. I just had to pass it to El Jefe, man. This was a bad taste in my mouth. In fact, after the game, I felt like Pablo Escobar, the character in Narcos. I was in my backyard just staring at the moon. I was freaking in my garage just staring at things. I just couldn't believe it. I didn't probably go to sleep till about 4 that morning because I was just trying to what happened? What happened to this team that we put on this pedestal that, number one, the roster got so much better, we thought, to not score 1 point. It's just, guys, we'll break this down.
Fighting.
But it's just mind-boggling to me how they come in and just lay an egg, man. And boy, was that humbling. Not only for that team, but for the fan base as well, because we were talking shit shit before the year started, right? And now you got everybody coming out the woodworks, like Hefe said. The DJ, all this, the contract's too much. DJ sucks. Fire everybody. I'm like, you got to be kidding me, But we'll break this down. But for me, terrible week. I couldn't even function, man. I didn't even go to work. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Yeah,
neither did I.
I couldn't function.
Yeah, it was a shit week. It's always harder to do your shows because the excitement, you know what I mean? Like you just got punched in the face. But I gotta say, I agree with Monty here. Like we're all in a toxic relationship with his team.
Yeah, we'll be right back.
Look at us.
Yeah.
We all showed up.
Yeah.
We all showed up, right? So I would challenge you guys, and I'll go first because I'm kind of throwing you a curveball here. But try and think of one positive for the game, and then try to isolate what you thought was the biggest negative. Because I feel like it's important. It's important to talk about this. So I'll kick it off while you guys, think about it in the background. Positive. Nobody died. Nobody died, and I think that's being overlooked, right? So technically, this could have gone worse. Technically, right? Another positive. Darius Slayton was wearing our shirt in warmups. And that was pretty damn cool. And I'll get that for you by the end of the day. I got to pull that up for a second in case anybody didn't see it. But that was pretty damn cool. And don't get us wrong, right? Let's set this straight real quick. Yes, the shirt says no DJ Thunder, but if you've paid attention to us over the years, you would know that we have always been real about who DJ is and what the expectations are, and more importantly, who he's not. We are not dumb, blind defenders. No matter what Daniel Jones, he can do no wrong. Because they are out there. They walk among us. They tweet among us, I should say.
Nice.
Right? But listen, that was a cool opportunity it just shows how close we actually are to the team, right? Where you make a shirt based on something a wide receiver said, and you have a dream and you just go do it. The guy's wearing your shirt a matter of months later. Just the fact that you can put that in motion, that was just a super cool moment there for us. But really cool to see Darius Slayton wearing that. That was my positive. Nobody died, and Darius Slayton was wearing our shirt. I thought that was
nothing.
Cool.
So nothing really from the factual football portion of it.
I'm getting to exactly. Yeah, exactly. I'll say that for you guys. I'll let you guys come up with something positive football related. Not many. But negative is I couldn't stand the way this team responded or didn't respond. Right, the snowball effect. There was just a complete crumbling. The old line literally crumbled all night. It led to bad quarterback play, whether he had protection or not, which he didn't 2/3 of the time. He had no protection. The line was so bad. It was nightmares of years old, right? The line was as bad as anything. So no one's saying DJ lost this game. This game was destined to be an ass whooping the way everything played out. But the coaching, you could even look at the coaching and be what were we doing? There's just you got away from Saquon completely. Yeah. The guy's on a 1-year deal. Run him into the fucking ground. He's your best player. Get him the ball and run the ball, because obviously you can't pass protect. So we got away from running the ball. It made no sense to me. And then of course letting DJ just get fucking trampled at the end over and over. Really. Take the kid out of the game. Only when Adoree Jackson returned punts and when Daniel Jones is getting his ass kicked in 40-0 game with only minutes left is where I'm Dable, what are you doing exactly? Right. And I just can't wrap my hand around it. I'm going to take a breather. Okay. I'm fine. I'm cool.
Have you moved to the next phase now? Are you in the acceptance with me?
I'm slowly getting there.
We're getting there. We're working through it here. This is
woke up, still wasn't there yet, but I'm getting there.
If you didn't join
if you don't mind.
E's therapy session, hold on. Let's shout out your space.
Yeah.
Your therapy session. It's therapy for people for games exactly like Sunday night. We all went out there, and that was the first stage. We were crying, we were yelling, we were F-bombing left and right, and we had to get it out. So thank you, E, for giving us that ability and that soundboard. And for anybody that doesn't go on them, any tough loss, any good win, we're there. He's got you.
Yeah.
He's best space host out there. OG.
Absolutely.
Right
That was
all I
me.
gotta say
Appreciate y'all,
about that.
man.
Yeah.
Appreciate you, man. But
You guys could
know,
tell
let
I was
me-
like drunk in my driveway too. You
Oh
heard, like,
yeah,
the
you
animals
heard
in the
the
background.
crickets. Like,
I'm
You heard
yelling.
you heard the crickets and all. You know what I'm
I'm
saying?
yelling right
But you know
outside
what?
of
I'll
my
say
kids'
this.
windows.
And I'll say this, man, and rightfully so. And just to piggyback, let me get a little bit of the positives in here. Speed, if you don't mind me, just
Go
jump in
for it.
here
Go for it, man.
to
Yeah,
give a little,
absolutely.
if you don't mind, brother. I just want to give
Oh,
a little bit of the positive, and there was one positive that I show, and it's probably a little bit of a joke, but the one positive is that we could wipe our heads off a little bit that Andrew Thomas came back into the game after he got hurt, right? Like, we were all holding our breath because, again, we said this at the beginning of the season. Like, we was like, we can't cut Matt Peart because the line is so thin. We don't got anybody anyway. So the fact that he's able to come back into the game and produce at the Andrew Thomas level. Now, again, guys, Andrew Thomas,
Peart
according
got
to
hurt.
reports, is not 100. And but right, like, dude, like, it's crazy. It's freaking crazy. But dude, like, Andrew Thomas still came in and performed, but he's still not going to be 100% throughout the entire year. Let's be honest here. You know what I mean? So we're going to expect a struggle there. But for him to come back and still do what he got to do, that's a plus for us. Because right now, you see what Daniel Jones is going through on that right side, right? So it's already torture and etc. looking at it. So thank God that was a positive that he came right back onto the freaking field and finished that game out as much as he could before they took him out and messed up this entire line. That was the positive, right? But let's get to the negatives, man. They threw in the towel. But let's get into a little bit of the negatives because there's a lot of negatives to go around. But Hefe kind of hinted on it a little bit more. I just want to dive into it. But you got to put blame on that coaching staff. And I say Dayball, right? And the reason why I say Dayball, because he's the head coach, so everything falls on him. Special teams has always been a problem, especially when Dayball was here with that guy. I don't even know his name. He should be store clerk at this point. You get what I'm saying? Special teams, always been an issue. At this point, you got to address this offseason, right? Even the Scottish Hammer almost got a punt block on one of those plays when he almost got it off. You get what I'm saying?
I'm surprised that didn't happen. That's the only thing that didn't happen.
Exactly. Like Bredesen, whoever the hell was on the line, I think it was Bredesen, right? Correct me if I'm wrong, guys. Let the guy come in there and block the freaking the field goal as well. And then you got Graham Gano still missing something that is a surefire field goals left and right here.
When he missed out, I was like, it's not meant to be.
Exactly. The guy,
like surefire.
Automatic.
This guy's hitting 52 yarders in preseason. He couldn't hit a 30-something yard. Like, come on, listen. Special teams has always been a struggle, and it has to get addressed. I don't even care how good they do this season as far as special teams. They could clean it up. They could clean it all up. But at the end of the season, this guy needs to be store clerk. I'm done with this. I'm done with this experiment of McGahee back there. And you can say the roster all you want, guys. Come on, like, how freaking hard is it to freaking block? How hard is it to have a gunner go out there? Like, guys, we've seen so much of punting. How hard is it to listen, let me calm down. So I don't want to chip the mic and scream in you guys' ears here. But coaching is definitely the problem here. Not only that, you got to look at Kafka as well, right? That freaking game plan, when they got away from Saquon Barkley, what were you doing? Because in that first drive before the bad snap, before the false start, Saquon was cooking. So for you to go away from that game plan, that's coaching. And still there was no adjustment during the halftime. But I get it. By that time, you're down 20-something points, and you got to throw the ball at that point, right? But still go back to the guy, the star of the team. Let's be honest. Saquon, we always said, was the star of the team. It wasn't the quarterback. Let's be honest here. Right? Let's call a spade, Giants fans. This is why we wanted Saquon Barkley freaking sign back, because we knew it can help Daniel Jones. We knew this. So, again, put it in your star's hands, the guy that can freaking make that. Come on, man. Like, get this thing going. You get what I'm saying? Like, put it in Saquon's hands, run him to the grounds on that one-year deal. Perfect example by freaking El Jefe. What a game. You need to flush this one down the toilet and find another game plan. And if Saquon is it, stick to Saquon freaking Barkley, and then you can open up Daniel Jones from there. I'm done. Sorry.
Go off, man. Go off.
You were going off so hard. Your internet was spotty. Your internet was like, I'm not fucking with them right now.
My bad. I'm sorry.
No, it's weird. It's fine now. Like, it's crystal clear right now, and it was
just going through the turbulence of your feelings.
He was shaking his house and shit.
Dude, I was shaking, man. Sorry, guys.
Dude,
my bad.
Dude, it's hard to talk about this game without getting heated.
You're right. And the problem is, to your point, like, not only is Barkley still our best player, but run blocking is clearly the best thing that this offensive line does. And it was the best thing they were doing on that first drive. Like, stick to the only thing that was, I know, even down 14-0, stick to what's going on and get the people off of DJ at that point and let the offensive line do something well, like just anything. So, I put on Kafka and Dable, like you said, for not sticking with that. It's hard to blame the defense, to be honest with you. They weren't on the field a lot to begin with. A lot of the early scoring wasn't their fault. And then at the end, like, they were caught in short fields. Like, they were in strictly, like, passing situations, running situations all game long. The Dallas offense didn't really need to do much. But, like, I don't really follow the defense a ton for this game. But for me, like, the most let's just start with the positive. Starting with the positive on the defense, our two young cornerbacks were the one thing, in my opinion, that went well. Like the one big play to CeeDee Lamb, it was Adoree Jackson that actually got picked, and he lit up a big play. So I don't even blame Adoree a whole lot.
Time out. What is that a pick? Was that a illegal?
I
play
thought it
anyway?
Was. They call that sometimes. You never.
That's
know.
such a
sometimes
weird.
They call it. Sometimes they don't.
Exactly. I don't know what a big play is then, because our guys got clotheslined and they ran free. So I don't know what a big play is anymore.
Yeah, I never know anymore. But regardless, there was the one play with Hawkins where I thought, some could say it was an easy PI. So I say it was kind of iffy. Like there was a little bit of contact. That was the worst play of his day. He laid some hits. He played some good defense. Michael Gallup I was pretty invisible to me. Trey Banks was everywhere. He did a great job. So those two, if nothing else, had a good game. And that's what I take as a positive, because Cowboys could have ripped them to shreds at any point. So I'm going to use that as a positive and take that into the next game, where against Arizona, they should have an equally good game, because Arizona doesn't really have that many, tough targets to look at. That's about it when it comes to the positives. Negatives, man, listen, you can have a laundry list. The special teams was trash. I will give a honorable mention to them turning the game around in the worst kind of way. We were one drive away, 3 points away from not getting shut out, and maybe the game changes if we hit that field goal. I don't know. But fuck the special teams. Fuck Thomas McGahee. Special fuck off to Bobby Johnson, who should be fired if this offensive line does not turn around after this game.
What's the leash on this guy? How long can you watch this O-line crumble?
I personally wish the leash was already yanked and he was out, but I don't think. Yeah. I think Dable is going to give him a month. I think he's going to give him a month.
Firing someone in week 1 is dumb, because you just spent the whole offseason with them.
Right.
What are you doing?
Arizona's not going to do much, right?
I say mid-season. Listen, that's his leash.
I'll tell you what. If it looks this bad in the San Francisco game, which it very well might, like there might be a point. Defense. Yeah, there might be a point.
Is there a FanDuel bet on that? Like there's O-line.
Yeah, how many sacks over under?
I'll take a bet on that. I'll take a bet that his O-line going to be hard.
Bet.
I'll take a bet.
I'm going to set at 7, and I 6. Let's call it 6.5. I think we're all going to go over on that. Because I mean, listen.
Well, dude, Arizona got 6 sacks last week, guys.
Yeah. I mean, listen.
What do you think oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, the one. All right, I'll just stick to one little negative here. The negative is the right side of the offensive line. It was horrific. For me, that outdid all the other bullshit there. Glowinski, I don't know if I could watch. I put out a tweet today. I don't know if I could watch that motherfucker on the field anymore. Not for one more snap. I know what he is. Like, put a young guy in that at least has a chance to learn more and be better. I know what Glowinski is, and Glowinski is terrible. He's not helping Evan Neal, who's also terrible and did not look any better than he did in the Dallas game last year. I know Glowinski stinks, and I can't watch him anymore, man. I can't watch that guy do it. Put in Azudu, move Betterson over to right guard, and just go with those two. Like, I'll deal with Azudu's negatives. He could still run back. Like, that's why we have Glowinski in. And at least let's take our chances with something else, because I can't watch it anymore. He was slow. He was getting beat every freaking play. His PFF was 1 on the pass blocking grade, 1.0. I don't even know
worst in the league, worst score of all time.
I don't know how it's
I saw it between Evan Neal and Glowinski. They gave up 17 pressures.
That's crazy, yo.
17.
That teams shouldn't give up that, let alone one side.
No.
Here's the messed up part too: is that we drafted Evan Neal so high, and he's still doing the same techniques. That's why Bobby Johnson doing his rookie. Like, Bobby Johnson got there's accountability here.
Let me tell you something about that. 2 things. There's a little bit of a positive that we could try to reach for, grasping at straws. The guy who coached Emily Anderson, he said, give him a month, because He only had one offseason to reshape his stance, and it's got to take a little bit of muscle memory. He missed some time in the preseason, so give him a month. If he's still doing it after a month, then it's a lost cause. Like, so I'm going to give him a couple more starts, and then that's it. But he looked terrible. He looked, hand up. He looked terrible. Looked like nothing. He looked slow out of the gate. Was getting beat by not just Dexter Lawrence, everybody they put in front of him. He was getting beat by everybody. So, like, he's got to get his shit together. But it's on Bobby Johnson to just have a decent offensive. We're not asking for a lot. I'm talking top 20 even would be good. Top 20. Just give us an offensive line that gives this offensive.
Would you say the offensive line was better last year than what you just saw in this first game? Would you say that?
I mean, it's hard to say. Hard to say it was worse. Hard to
say. A factor. It's worth saying that could have been a top 3 defense too. You know what I mean? Like that. Right. That is a very good defense.
They bring weight,
but you have to do better than what we did. I mean,
yes.
And if you can't compete, like you have to always, like I think Parcells, you got to think about winning your division. You got to build your team to win your division. And like, how did we do that? We just ignored the guard spots. We're just throwing darts at the guard spot. What are you doing?
And that's the thing. We were like, did we close those gaps with? I'm sorry, Speed. Did we close those gaps with those? We thought closer to Dallas. We're far, and I'm questioning. Is if we like, did Washington catch up to us at this point? That's what I'm thinking. Is they won their game.
They didn't look particularly good either against Arizona. Let's just call that a speed.
Dub. They got the dub. That's all that matters, right? So, like, we didn't close the gap at all with Dallas, and Eagles, the Eagles. Don't get it twisted. Can we compete with Washington at this point? Like, that's the question. What I just saw this past Sunday, no.
If the O-line doesn't get better fast, we can't compete with anybody. Like,
no.
How can it get worse though? I don't understand. Like that because
injuries.
Well,
it can get worse.
I guess so. No. I'm saying like, but we had our starters in there, and it was worse. So like,
exactly, that's what I mean. Like, it can get worse.
How we can't develop guys?
We got a super chat real quick. Rich in the house. No, what sucks is like none of the super chats are going to be like fun and positive. I challenge someone.
Bring in negativity.
I challenge someone to send in a positive super chat. O-line coach sucks, but so do the players that they were coaching. That's true.
You have a number. Listen, you have a number 1 pick in Andrew Thomas. You have a number 2 pick in JMS. You have a number 3 pick in Josh Azudu, and you have a number 1 pick in Evan Neal. You can't say they didn't invest in this offensive line. They invested
too much.
So then, is it Joe?
And then Glowinski's was our best free agent last year, quote unquote. But like that's what we went in on. Like, so they invested in these. They picked these players, and either they're not getting coached up or they picked the wrong players. What is it? It's one of those two things, right? So if you're not going to throw the fingers back at yourself and say you picked the wrong players, fucking fire the coach then. Because he ain't doing his job.
This is my prediction. If this gets out of control and the line still looks like this and just keeps crumbling, Dable's gonna have to save face and fire him. Like it's like when Judge fired Jason Garrett. The whole thing was a shitstorm, but Judge is trying to save his job, and he's like, "Well, it's the offensive coordinator's fault," and he tried to save his job by firing somebody else. And I don't think Dable's on the hot seat by any means. It's one game right after the Coach of the Year season. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying he will have to make this move because it'll get so loud. And this is what we do as Giants fans. We get very loud because I think we're smarter than the average fan base too, even though I couldn't say that sentence right.
He didn't really do as much justice there.
Yeah, right. But guys, are we done with the positive and negative speed? You done? Because I want to drop a gem here. You know, you guys know I do this every show here, right? We figured out the positive negatives, but of course now what you have is the DJ truthers versus the DJ naysayers, right? They're out, and they're out in full force, right? Let's take a look at the quarterback position. And I just want a quick answer that then I'm going to ask for you guys your breakdowns here. But Speed, give Daniel Jones a grade for this past game.
Grade. I'm going to say, I'm going to give him a D. I just
hold that thought.
Yeah. Okay, go.
Hold that thought. 1 second. Hold that thought.
D.
Hefe.
Big freaking D.
Spiro likes a big D. I'm gonna go C. I'm gonna go C. I'm gonna go C minus.
Okay.
Now let me say this, guys. I'm gonna go with a D here as well. And the reason why there's a D here, pause, right? Because now we got to say pause nowadays. Right? And Spiro, I want to go back to you too because I think his grade is a D for sure. But why give him that grade, Spiro? And then we're gonna go out the room. Give me your elaborate plan, and of course from there, I want to hear how Hefe as well.
I mean, listen, I know that the pressure got to him. I understand that, but there's you're getting paid the big bucks now. It's time to elevate past that. Like even when Eli was getting the shit beat out of them in San Francisco and all these other games you could probably list, he still was going out and gunning the ball. He was making the whole shots. He was taking deep shots. It just seems like he wasn't taking the shots. He was still getting hit. He wasn't trying to make plays. And when he did have a clean pocket, he was seeing ghosts and throwing the ball late. He missed at least 5+ plays out there they left on the field, which was very fucking frustrating. And again, I understand what happened. I understand his clock was all off. Things were getting away from quicksand. Like Sarge said, you said earlier in the chat, it was like quicksand from the replacements. Everything just started snowballing, and he started panicking. And when you get that panicking label on you, when you get hit, that's when people are going to come after you more. So that's what I get worried about. You got to still ball out when you're getting hit, when things are not going right, and we didn't get that out of DJ. And I'm not going to make an excuse for him. He had a bad game. He'll say it himself. So that's why I give him a D.
F.
Can I go off?
C-. Yeah, go off, bro. Please.
You're being nice.
So when I'm watching this game live, I'm seeing DJ run for his life. I'm seeing he can't plant his back foot without having to escape. I'm seeing unlucky plays like when I just watched it live. Thrown to Saquon, he gets popped, they run for a touchdown. Shit like that. Like when you just watch that live, you're saying like, Jesus, this is just like ugly on top of bad. And real quick, I know just real quick positive. Thank you so much for the hair comment. That's
Appreciate
fan of the month.
Man.
Hey, we got to work on a September fan of the month. That's our August fan of the month. And thank you for the positive, Chris. I appreciate that. And you're right. Okay.
It's looking fly, bro.
Hold on.
But listen,
hey.
Real quick, I do want to look at that. I do want to look at that play real quick where he goes to Saquon, right? He was committed to dumping it off, and that's what's frustrating to me. So it's hard to grade him any worse than a C because the pressure all night was so bad. Like the O-line is the problem, but Daniel Jones has to do better when the O-line holds up because they hold up sometimes. And like the good, like it in a way, it does go back to the contract, right? They gave you a ton of money to be that dude when there are plays to be made. And if you're not making those plays and no one's expecting you to, that's what drives me crazy. The fans like, how can you expect him to do anything? Because you fucking paid him to do it.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Like, don't tell me. So, like, let's look at this real quick, right? Here's the play in lot. You just watched this live.
Yeah.
This is live speed. Dump it off, pop. How unlucky. Defender's just sitting right there, right? You know what happens. He takes it to
bad
the house,
read.
Right?
Bad read.
Or at least an instant replay, right? Bring that back for a second. Now watch the top of the screen. That defender is in zone, right? He's committed to dumping it. Right there, when he throws it to Saquon, he could hit that receiver. He's open. Throw it over that defender. That's a first down and more. This is a 3rd and long when you need a game-changing play and momentum. Instead, you're committed to dumping it off, right?
It's so open.
Look at that guy. Like that is space that is as open as it gets in the NFL. So if we're not expecting him to make those plays when the protection is there, like that was such a momentum swinging play that it's just bonehead. And the other interception, I watched that in real time. I'm thinking he stepped out of bounds. Like there's no way he was in bounds. I don't know if he was thinking of Patrick Mahomes where he like flies out of bounds and makes this play or whatever. You should never try to be Patrick Mahomes. Don't try to be Steph Curry because you're just going to break it, right? Like don't do it.
Everybody.
Yeah. Like don't do yourself. So like real quick, let's watch this live. Okay. Saquon's open. Bam. Never threw it. Receiver comes back. Never threw it. So like it's those decision makers. Yes, he got out of the pocket quick because there's pressure. You had to look at Saquon. Throw the fucking ball.
There. You throw the ball.
Throw the ball. Right there. But he did. Watch the receiver. Watch the receiver top of the screen. He's there. DJ's about to throw it, but he doesn't. The receiver's open. He pumps and he allows the defender to come back. What are you doing, man? Be decisive and confident, even like you are getting paid to do that shit. So like when you miss those plays when they're there, I can't be an apologist for you. Yes, there was pressure all night. Make the fucking plays when they're there. Otherwise, we have no chance to win games because it's not going to be a perfect pocket. So C- at best.
Hef, and you know what? And this is why I downgraded it to a D. This is why I downgraded it to a D, right? Because of those particular plays that you see there, Daniel Jones has to make quicker decisions. Yes, I understand he's getting hit all night, right? So you become a little bit gun shy as a quarterback. But Daniel Jones, you've been in the league for way too long, 5+6 years. Like, you got paid, you got your money. Now it's time to make those plays, right? It's time to go be those Josh Allens of the world. It's time to be that top 10 quarterback, or that top 5 Tiki Barber would say, right? That's not the ranking that we hope that you could be. Right now, you're looking like Daniel Jones in the Joe Judge era. You get what I'm saying? Like, you're looking like you make those terrible bad decisions, that one read and you're dumping. And number one, you put Saquon in a predicament in an uncomfortable situation because he could have got hurt that play. He really could have. But except you just want to dump it off because, hey, I just want to make that one read, I'm getting killed. No, you got paid to be that guy, to stand tall, to think and process quick. And you're not just that, like, you got to be. Unfortunately, you didn't play extremely well. Now, again, I don't know what the game plan is here, my guy. I don't know what they told you to do. But if you can't be that type of quarterback to make those simple throws, and again, Saquon was open in the flat before he stepped out of bounds to try to make something happen, right? Dude, you have to make that decision, and you can't be gun shy. You just can't be Daniel Jones. You've been in the league for way too long. You should know these defenses to a good degree by now. And if you can't do this, then maybe the Giants paid you. And I hate to say this, and I'm not giving Daniel Jones his ammunition. I'm not saying. I'm just saying. All right. Maybe they shouldn't have paid you that if you can't do the basic stuff at this point right now. That's basic. A regular fan just pointed this out to you. Like, yo, that guy's open. That line gave you protection, and you dumped it off to Saquon in the flat. The guy's playing zone, and he's reading Saquon. Right there, that could have been a 15-yard game right there, because the safety wouldn't have got over in time.
And if you're looking left anyway, you got to be
looking that way, right?
Right. If the guy comes down on Saquon, then the receiver's open. If he doesn't, then Saquon has more room. But instead, you just committed to getting rid of the fucking ball.
Exactly.
And you had no pressure yet.
That's a Madden play, right? Like, if you're playing Madden, that's a Madden play. Like, you look for that freaking corner to drop so you can hit that guy over there in the freaking flat in the sideline, right? That's like, it's just so simple. And again, and again, we're sitting on our couches. I get it, guys. I get it. But again, if we're looking at it in live action and the line's giving you that much time, you got to see that second read, especially he's on the left-hand side. You got to. That cornerback sat. He sat and was committed to Saquon Barkley. You can see it. Like, you can see it. You know what I'm saying?
And the safety didn't even roll over. They didn't even respect the threat yet.
No, because they were like, yo, stop Saquon. That's the plan. Everybody knows stop Saquon is the plan, because why? The quarterback now got to step up and make those throws, period. Daniel Jones, get it together. That's a D performance for me, man. I understand the line. I get it. But that's a D performance, because that's a gimme. Those are gimme throws, and changes the momentum of the game that quick. Just like, man.
There was two more. There was actually the Jalen Hyatt one over the middle, too, where he had the best pocket of the game. And he actually threw behind him on a slant.
He threw behind him, yes.
Like, could have been caught, but if you're receiving, you know how fast that dude is.
Like,
if he has to go like this while running full speed, it's a bad throw.
Who knows? Maybe he's still running if he catches that on the run. Like, give him a chance.
Exactly.
And then
you see how Eli. And here's a perfect example, right? Because a lot of people question that, like, oh, if it hit his hands, he has to catch it. No, you know what made Odell Beckham so great? When Eli threw him a ball on that slant, Eli led him. So he's still running at full speed. You get what I'm saying? So he's running at full speed already to score that touchdown. Daniel Jones threw that ball terrible for Jalen Hyatt. Like you said, Speed, that could have been a touchdown. That could have been a touchdown because Jalen Hyatt's so fast. You get what I'm saying?
I said Paris Hilton. Paris Campbell. Paris Campbell.
Jalen Hyatt, you're getting these hotel chains confused or something.
Hyatt, Hilton. I mean,
Paris Hilton.
Paris Hilton in the actually, I think that's what Charlie calls. Shout out Charlie in the spaces.
Charlie is elite at ruining Giants players.
He's good with the names.
Yeah.
One play he had Paris Campbell wide open and flat, and he waited. But 2 times he had him, 2 separate times, and he waited. Just fucking be decisive, DJ. This is what we worried about you. Taking the deep shots when they're there, taking the shots everywhere when they're there. Just don't double pump. Be decisive, and we see flashes of him doing that. Just do it consistently, for the love of God. I don't understand why. I don't know.
That's what we asked for too. We asked for consistency this year from Daniel Jones, right? We was like, yo, listen, you did well, you got your contract. We need consistency now from here on in. And I'm telling you, he reverted back to whatever the hell he just came from with his old play. He really did. Not consistent at all. So this week, We got to see the better Daniel Jones, like Minnesota Viking Daniel Jones. We have to. Otherwise, them screams are going to become very loud of like, man, we paid him for what? They really are. They really, really are. And again, we're not bashing Daniel Jones, guys. It's the truth. It's reality. We told you we was going to give you the truth tonight. This is the truth. And if y'all don't understand that, I don't know what to tell you. No disrespect here.
Yeah.
But guys, the truth, man. Those voices are going to get louder. Go ahead, Speed.
One last thing, and this is the only thing I will kind of give DJ as a little bit, maybe I understand the offensive line sucked. That weather was not optimal throwing weather either. So like, there's a little bit of that, like you didn't see Dak throwing it all over the field
Dallas didn't throw either.
So like, I will let's give him maybe a little bit of a break. Now is the time. Arizona, you better do it. I don't care. They don't have a ferocious pass rush. They don't have a ridiculous secondary. You got to go out there and ball out. Like, make up for this, and it has to happen this week. You know, that's how you get
backup QB too, right? Backup QB because Kyler Murray's still
that's
out,
not their
right?
backup. That's their starter. That's it. He's the guy.
Their starter.
That's how bad it is.
That's what it is. You get what I'm saying? So guys, again, you got to do it. You got to do it, Giants, hands down, hands down.
I just want to give some a shout to Sal, who's in the chat, and like he's been consistent. I think Sal's been fair and not bashing Jones, but kind of saying like, this is who Jones is, right? And Sal, was against, and Sal, by the way, is the one that came on and talked to Kay Adams. Now you know who he is, right?
Yes.
But he was saying you didn't want Jones to get that big contract because this is who he is. But if you're gonna roll with him, he needs perfect protection. He needs everything to be good.
Well, I wouldn't say perfect. Better than Monday.
Vastly improved. Right?
Like, give me last season's protection, like because he flourished in that, right? Give me last season's. But this Monday, if he has that throughout the entire year, he's cooked. He's cooked. He really is. You know what I mean?
He can't overcome that.
I just don't want this to get out of control where people start calling for jobs beyond the offensive line coach, right? Like, I don't want that to be the case.
Come on.
And the offensive line, as we know better than any other fan base, can ruin a season faster than anything. And Giants fans are always going to be, especially anyone who are, just dying for fuel. Daniel Jones is here for 2 years minimum. So, buckle up, right? Like, they got to figure this out. He's never going to look this team can't possibly look worse than they did week 1.
Right. Hey,
everything went wrong.
Rock bottom. That's rock bottom. And if someone was yelling at me, he's like, you can't call a week 1 rock bottom. I was like, the fuck, I can't. Like, if it gets worse than 40-0 on opening night, like, I don't want to see what rock bottom was. If that's not it. Yeah, like, no, that was rock bottom, and it better be rock bottom, or else this team is headed for a top 5 pick.
Like, as Hefe said, it can get worse, right? Everybody can get injured, and the season can go down, right? But let me go back to this point too, because a lot of people I heard everybody should be fired. I'm like, it's just way too soon for that. Like, you just can't say coach of the year and just get stop. Joe Shane and they got the right people in here. I think. I just think that, in all honesty, after we just picked this thing apart, I think they'll right the ship. I think this is the type of staff that knows how to right the ship. So Giants fans, like, it was an ugly game. It was bad, but I really do think they'll be all right. Like, let's not get it twisted here, Giants fans. Like, they'll be all right. Dayball's a smart coach. You still got Kafka there. You still got Wink Martindale that will coach these guys, right? And again, I don't want to put too much on the defense because after a while they'll get gassed, right? Like, that's just normal. Offense wasn't doing shit. Special teams wasn't helping them. They were on the field most of the game, the defense. So, of course, they were gassed. So, I think Wink Martindale's smart. I think Dayball and them will figure it out. And then everybody will be like, oh, good. But they got to pile these wins together. They got it.
I have a slight concern with them figuring it out while the O-line is playing like that and banged up, and I will show you why here. We got the Cardinals, okay?
Yeah.
You're then at San Fran on a short week. You're then prime time again, Seattle.
Good
then
defense.
you're playing Miami, who just fucking scored at will.
Mm-hmm.
Buffalo.
I don't know what Buffalo is.
Buffalo.
But they are good.
Josh Allen's not going to cough it up 4 times every game. No. Sorry, he's not. Washington Jets.
I question that too now.
So, like, Raiders.
It gets bad.
Like Dallas again.
There's no let up. There's no real let up.
There is no New England, who just played Philly really tough.
Thank God for the bye.
Bye, right? Won't lose that week. I mean, there's not like a stretch where you could say, okay, we can get rolling here. We can really make this happen during this stretch. Like, I don't see it on the schedule.
Let me ask you, Heifer, is this a 10-win team you still have?
That's
We'll come back. We'll come back week 2. We'll come back week 2. We'll come back. Now, guys, hold on before. Go ahead, Heifer. I'm sorry.
I was just gonna say, like, as I know that a lot of people are like, oh, this could be a 6-win season, and nobody said it was a 40-0 night coming, right? Like, we were the underdog at home. That's so like, what Vegas thinks of this matchup, and then we were giving them free touchdowns. Okay, so like
a free 99.
You can't do that to a team that's better roster wise.
Right.
That is just all around better. Like in pretty much every position group, and then they just fucking ate your lunch in your home, right? Like, you can't give up free points. It just spiraled out of control so bad.
That's what it was. This is the biggest adversity that this group has faced since they came in. This whole regime. Now, like last year there was bumps in the roads, but there was never a drubbing like this. There was never a complete letdown like this. So, and you can say the Philadelphia game. I think everybody expected us to lose big in those games. This fan base was ready to close the gap here on Dallas, and we didn't. This is a big smack in the face. People are coming after Dable's kids' party the day before. Like, even our Hollywood star Dable is getting shit on. So I really think, I believe in this group. I believe in this coaching staff. I do think they're going to bounce back. And all it takes is one big confidence booster against Arizona to get you thinking the right way again. So let's see what they do. Let's not throw the towel in at 0-1, to the panic city.
Throw the damn towel.
Yeah, let's not throw the damn towel yet. Come on.
That is, I'm telling you, it's the best acting performance I've ever seen in my life. Can we just real quick look at the commitment? I bet that's real sweat. They didn't even have to spray him down. This guy's so committed to the role. Like, I don't know if maybe he thought Apollo was really dying or something. Like, look at the passion in it.
I'm gonna watch that movie. I swear, I'll probably watch it tomorrow.
There's
no classic movie. Okay. And you know how we made this up, honestly? Okay.
We have our
go for it, Speed.
Weekly precious. Our weekly precious.
Our weekly precious.
She's just the best. She's just the best.
No DJ slander coming to you. Coming to you. There's no shirt coming.
There's no fan like Precious. She's the best. Our sis. We love her.
Speaking of,
we all want to be more like
DJ slander, man. That was the highlight.
I want to say the irony is not lost on me that I have been slandering him this whole show.
To be fair, it's not slander when it's true. A lot of it was true.
That's true. That's true. But listen, we promise to be honest with you guys, and we call it like we see it. We will praise him when he deserves it, and we will shit on him when he deserves it. And everyone deserves to get shit on right now.
Yes.
And let me say this too, because guys, I just want to say one thing. Can we lighten the mood here? Do we have an exclusive tonight? Do we have an exclusive?
I tried. I tried.
Tonight?
And the file is too damn large.
The file,
which is
too damn large.
Oh, that sucks.
The rent was too damn high.
It's all right, guys.
Hey, it's right. You'll see it. Promo it. Tell the people.
Yes,
what's gonna happen.
All right. Dropped a new video kind of like right before we went live tonight. And if I was able to share the audio of a different tab, I'd be able to show it right now. But new video just dropped, and honestly, I had plenty of time Monday to make this happen. I couldn't get my spirits up to make this video or try to be funny or creative. I was just pissed. So instead, I'm doing X's and O's, which is like well out of my comfort zone. I'm just doing things to like help myself feel better. But got it together today, and the white jersey is drinking again. The hard stuff.
I love it.
So I will say that. There's an Aaron Rodgers dagger thrown at some point in the video. That was a rewrite at the end.
We have to speak on that too.
And obviously Chef A is being Chef A. Yeah.
I can't wait to
it's
check it out.
It's
subscribers.
It's not just Giants fans hurting right now, but after this stream is done, head over to my channel and spot the new video just for a little laugh. There you go.
And if you're not subscribed already, like what the fuck? You're not a Giants fan. So get out there and subscribe. Like, come on, bro.
Right.
Yeah, no, let's talk about it. So
let's talk about the Jets, man, because literally the first play of the game, man, Aaron Rodgers goes down. Now we've been getting some
first series.
Yeah. The first series, like the first drive. What I say, the first, the first series or the first drive. I mean, he literally went down, unfortunately. And guys, we got the news before it even broke behind the scenes. Made it remain nameless. We knew it was an Achilles tear at this point. But man, let me say, man, who got it even worse? Is it the Jets or the Giants at this point? And I'm gonna start with you, Speed.
I mean, listen, you could argue that the Jets. I still think that the Jets have it worse because they had Super Bowl aspirations, right? Like they thought that this was going to be their Messiah. They were going to take them to the promised land. And Rodgers did, the hard knocks thing, the build up. It was all and they don't have one positive regular season moment from the Aaron Rodgers era. After all that, he's probably done for his career. And you feel as a Met fan, I totally understand how it feels to be cursed. And I'm sorry for the Jet. Like, I don't typically feel sorry for Jet fans, but I truly, my heart went out for them. I was like, oh man, like not even one series, not even one fucking series. And like on an innocuous kind of play, just like, I was like, oh, for the love of God. So I felt bad. Shout out to your Jet fans. Give them a call. Make sure they're okay. Your friends, because they're down bad. And now you got to rely on Zach Wilson to bring you back to the.
And they still won, Speed. And they still won. I'll give them that.
Shout out to them for still winning. Josh Allen looked like dog shit. Absolute dog shit. I don't know what's wrong with that guy, but he's
in his head last night.
Yeah, he looked like dog shit. But that defense is for real. That Jets defense alone is going to win them 7+ games. So Zach Wilson, just don't fucking.
You want to know one thing too, man? Not only Josh Allen looked like crap. As far as that, you still had Joe Burrow that I think only threw 85 yards.
Yeah, that was bad.
Like all these quarterbacks, man, we deemed pretty high. They were terrible this week.
Josh
Allen. Maybe the Giants Burrow just having that one game this week. Maybe that's just what it was. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody did bad, man. That we put up on that pedestal. Just I don't know. Yeah. I don't know what happened.
You just gotta hope the Giants are included in that weird week 1 outcomes where nobody's as bad as they looked week 1, right? Because here's the thing, like real quick about Jones, just not all that pressure. You don't get hit all offseason.
Yeah, right.
You never really get hit.
What's 0 to 60?
So now the lights are on and you're getting fucking run at like crazy every single play. So like give a little bit of grace to get back in football speed, football shape, all that good stuff. I'm trying, guys. We're
trying. Listen, we're trying here with grasping at straws. We're grasping.
But here's the thing, guys. Good. Yeah, good.
Real quick, I just want to shout out He's a Giant podcast, brand new show, because we got Monty and Sal, the creators, in the house tonight. So He's a Giant. Find them on Twitter and YouTube. Good show. And my guys overseas, Big Blue UK and Ireland, just got some good gear from them, and they're friends of mine and they're good dudes. So go check them out too. Big Blue UK and Ireland. Jets or Giants? The Giants have it worse than the Jets right now because the Jets are still just a quarterback away. Like you saw, I'm not really totally sold on Saleh being like this amazing head coach. Like I think they have phenomenal talent and they have an elite corner. They're just really, really well-rounded, right? Like they kind of check every box that you need as a team. And man, like seeing how they fought and competed last night without Rodgers, just imagine how far this team could have gone. And I do feel bad, for Jet fans. They're in my.
Is it better or worse that they won that game without Aaron Rodgers? Because it makes you feel like, hey man, if we had a top 10 quarterback that we paid for and would have been here, you saw the chance to be elite, and they'll still be good. But I don't that elite.
I think they'll be all right. I think they'll make the playoffs still. They'll
be all right. No, they'll be all right. But again,
the Super Bowl dream.
Super Bowl.
They were. This was a Super. They went all in, right? They
went all in.
They got
good thing. I'll give them one good thing.
Yeah.
Hey, dude.
Here, one good thing. Go ahead. Finish your thought.
One good thing. They now don't have to give up their first round pick because Aaron Rodgers had to play 70% of the snaps, and he's not going to obviously do that. So there's a bit of a light at the end of the tunnel, and Jets fans don't want to hear right now, but they don't have to give up a first round pick this year, I believe, for him because he got injured. So,
do you want to hear something?
There's that.
Aaron Rodgers made $17 million per snap last night.
that context is fucking wild, bro. But
that's great.
Sad but true story.
Tuto, massive salute and respect to the Revival crew, diehard Giants fans in America. Greetings from the entire rugby club. Then Eli, you're gonna have to read that for me. What is that?
Step all stanky boy.
Entire rugby club in Italy, and please sip all stanky boys losers. What the hell?
Tuto, what are you sipping on?
What are they
Grandpa's old coffee medal.
No. What's the Italian drink? What's the Italian beer?
That was great, so guys. Are we good? Are we clear, man? Did we take you guys to church because we're at the limit here? We don't want to keep you guys for too long, but we took y'all to church today, right? I think we feel good. We got it off. And guys, let me say this: on to Arizona. That's it. We flush it.
Yes.
On to Arizona. Next time I want to hear, which I will probably stay tuned. I'll announce it in the morning. I'll probably have a Twitter space for you guys because I want to hear what's going on with Arizona. I want to hear how do people feel? Do we feel good? We ready for Arizona? That's what I want to hear. We're on to Arizona after this, man. Guys, any last thoughts before we get out of here?
No. You said it best. On to Arizona.
We're on to Arizona.
We hit rock bottom. Hopefully that's rock bottom. We're on to Arizona. Start 1-1 and get this shit back on track. That's it.
Like and subscribe to this if you haven't done so already, and go peep that new sketch and text the YouTube link to 26 of your closest friends. That's all I ask. Thank you.
Appreciate you guys. And then thank you guys again for spending your Tuesday night with us, man. And on behalf of my brothers, man, you guys know who they are. That's Mr. Glass Half Full, and that's Spee if you nasty now.
Let's go.
And my brother El Jefe, a.k.a. White Jersey, a.k.a. Blue Jersey, a.k.a. Damn it, Daniel. And it's your boy, Eli Rax, a.k.a. Vibes, man. And we are out of here. Shout out to the Revivalists. Y'all have a good night. Peace and blessings.
Love y'all.
Eli Rax, El Jefe, Mr. Glass Half Full, the Revival.